I am homeless in the threatening. The temperature outside is. Whoever hired my parents to talk to each other about the weather outside? Well, I met a sex offender named Howard Chait, business card holder, who presented a business card to somebody who didn't ask him for what and when and where and why and how. Come on. um, so he said to me elsewheres, he said, I think you should get off your parents' money. But that's so cheap and easy to say to somebody. You 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 presented a business card too, and then you told them, give me your address, and then you said, get in the car that he was driving. Yeah. And then you drove her somewhere into a desert area, and then you said, I want sex, it's just what I need. And then I said, I'm a female. I said I'm a female. I said I don't want to get pregnant. I am female. Doesn't answer that question like that. And he said, I know myself. That's very interesting. So what I wanted to say is, after the sexual abuse offense against myself because I don't want to get pregnant doesn't change, I don't compromise with that I'm female and that he is male. What's he going to do to me? I don't know what he's going to do to me. You can't just say you're going to do something to me and leave it open-ended. You can't be a sex offender. You have to go to jail. You have to call the police and go to jail and stay there, because that's just your problem. I'm not interested in you. You made a speech offense. I caught you. You go to jail and prison. And I'm not telling you what to do. If you don't know how to go to jail, you go homeless with that, and then you end up in jail. Yeah. When you're homeless, you'll realize that you need to be in jail. Was he still not homeless or in jail if I look on the internet? But I didn't always have the internet. The internet is now, because I am deceased. I'm disclosed as deceased, and I have that I can obtain the internet. But otherwise, I didn't have the internet, personal access to the internet. Um, So I don't know who he is or where he is. I don't know anything about him. He's worse than if I was the girl next door. I was not the girl next door. I met him, received the business card elsewhere in an office. I don't have the keys to the office. Was he asking me if I have the keys to the office? I don't, but I don't say that until it's deceased. So uh, I would like to say, when he said, I think you should get off your parents' money, what does that have to do with his question, ask for sex? If I was a prostitute, would he tell me to get off my parents' money? I don't know how, because if I was a prostitute, there would have been somebody else threatening him that he has to leave me alone. I'm less than a prostitute, he doesn't have to leave me alone? But I have parents, and I have parents' money, according to him. I didn't say that, but he said that. He said that he thinks I have parents. Yeah, but they weren't in my apartment at the time, and they were. I've never seen them together. I've never seen my parents and Howard Shade together, and he's also not like the last name Moser, myself having that last name. So I don't know why he would say, I think you should get off your parents' money to me. Was he trying to kill me with myself? Maybe. But I was wondering what's in it for me. I am not having sex with Howard Chait because I want to hear other things he has to say to me that I'm going to pay for with myself. I think you should get off your parents' money. Do you even hear the scream? You don't hear this scream. You hear the scream. But you don't hear what I hear, which is, that's so funny. Why aren't you off your parents' money? Because you're not alive in that scenario. Yes, but what I want to say is, if I could say to Howard Chait, I want to ask my parents. No, I want to ask Howard Chait. No, I want to ask the three of you. Uh, Howard, I know you didn't do this, but I just wanted to hear my question. Mom and Dad, who hired you to talk to each other about the weather? If you think the weather outside is too cold, or if you think the weather outside is nice, who gave you money to talk to each other about the weather? Because I don't know Howard Chait and my parents talking to each other about the weather. Oh, and let me add one more thing. My parents talking to each other about the price of gasoline fuel. My parents would say the gasoline fuel is by the coins. Like you don't pay coins, but credit, like decimal points of gasoline. Well, they didn't say the nine. The high nine, the third digit of the decimal points. So it would be like $1.99 with a nine up high. That would be like a nine. What do you say? 1,000th of a penny. Nine tenths of 1,000th of a penny. Did I say that right? Forgive me. It will be like okay, 1.999. Okay. So if I say to Howard, I didn't give my parents money to talk to each other about the price of gasoline changing in the pennies. Yeah, like is some gas stations have higher price of gasoline by the pennies, higher than other gas stations with price of gasoline by the pennies being different, or instead of it being like 1.97 everywhere, now I have to add the decimal point. Okay, it's 1979. Okay, 1.979. If that's the fuel price, then if you go to another gasoline station and the fuel price is 1.977, okay, then that is a complaint from mom and dad. They don't want to stop at some gas station because the price is too high. Yeah, are they making the price high? Because I'm wondering if Howard Chait knows all the reasons that I am on my parents' money or not. I can't really say that from the point of view of being alive. Heaven knows where is the money coming from. I cannot say that Howard Chait is wrong about my parents because were alive at the time. What money are they using? I don't know, because I can't say that he was wrong about what he said about my parents. But I did not know the three of them together, and that my parents said with Howard Chait, we think you should get off your this what money, because that's my parents need to say what money is he talking about. So Howard Chait, I think you should get off your parents' money. If he is saying, I think you should ask me a question about how you're going to live after this because you're still alive. I think you should get off your parents' money and you're still alive. How are you going to live after this? And I cannot say it this way. Howard Chait, I would like to live off of yourself in jail, and then you go to prison. You wait in jail for arraignment and you go to prison. And then I would like to go on in the public alive after that. Yeah, that's what I want to say to him. Do you know why I can't say that to him? I have to wait until, so that would have been year 2000, end of year 2000, and this is year 2025, maybe uh, October of year 2025. Okay, that is what it is now. I don't know the exact date. Is it the 6th, October 6th of year 2025? Okay, I could be wrong about the date exactly. How do I tell Howard Chait? That's the difference in time of him saying, is this what, when somebody is trying to talk to you about yourself, how can you possibly answer them? Maybe you can't. And he wanted another answer instead of the answer that I just gave. But I don't want the alive. I don't want to be alive. No, I want to say no to all of my alive. From the time he said, I think you should get off your parents' money, and I cannot because they are alive and they are in public and I can put them in prison. I would, or they would be in prison to get out of my house, and I'd never meet Howard Tate ever. I would have never met him in my life. How to get off the parents' money? I can't say that I want to go on living after what he said to me. I just want to say I don't want my life, because it's not a fair question that I don't set down my leverage for you. I don't disclose leverage when you do something wrong to yourself. I disclose my leverage when I'm deceased. And I am talking about what Howard Tate said to me, but what if he didn't say it? Should I say it was like, who says I think you should get off your parents? The parents, my parents would have said, we want you to be financially independent. That's what my parents would have said. Yeah. Well, they didn't complain. They weren't there at the all together, where Howard Tate would have said in his own words, let's say we're all at dinner in a restaurant. Howard Tate and my mom and my dad and myself are all at dinner at a restaurant. And Howard Tate says, I think you should get off your parents' money. And then my parents say, we want you to be financially independent. And then they say that right in front of Howard. And then I will say, yeah, now we have that all clear. You are the sex offender who won't go to jail and prison. You are the mom and the dad who won't go to jail and prison. And I am still in public, not able to say that out loud because I'm not in jail and prison myself. Um, I'm not going to jail for you is my policy, but I don't have the world alive the way I want it. And it is myself who does move the creation. It is for me. It moves around myself, but you are interfering so much. I just say I don't want my own alive, and then I have to go one step further. The superior founder above myself in heaven doesn't want the alive of itself anymore. My house has parents. They're house parents. I don't actually have parents in alive. I am the first in alive. If he is talking to me about myself, about sexual abuse, and how he's not going to jail and prison for that, and then I should have said no. Well, I did say no. It's just that he doesn't take no for an answer. He doesn't take it for an answer that I'm a female who doesn't want to get pregnant, and I don't. I did answer that question to the God of myself and to anyone who would be listening. Yeah. Well, he could even say it to somebody else. I asked Becky for sex, and she said no, she doesn't want to get pregnant. He could say that to anybody who asks him. So if Howard Tate said to my parents, I said to Becky, I want sex, it's just what I need from Becky. And Becky said, I don't want to get pregnant to myself, is what she said. He didn't say that to my parents in a complaint. Why? I don't get it. They were alive. Which way do you want it? You don't want to acknowledge the parents are alive. You want me to be financially independent from the parents like they don't know I'm alive. But that I don't have a life that way with you. Like they know where I am. That's how I have a place to live. Well, you didn't offer me a place to live where they don't know where I am. So I did very well. He is clearly threatening me that he raped me and he's going to do it again. Yes, but he did not say it was a fuck. He did not say that I said yes. Because he was waiting. Let's say I say, is this the question he's waiting for? If I don't live off of my parents' money, how should I live? And then he should say, I have an apartment you can live in with me. Did he? He didn't say that. No, and I didn't say it either. If I get off my parents' money, how am I supposed to live? They didn't ask him that question. No, no, I don't have a question for you. I don't have a question for you. What are you doing here? Trying to make me pregnant? I don't want to get pregnant. What are you trying to embarrass me? You are making me so angry. Yes, but I can't say it right here. I can't be angry here. Where you're fighting with me and I can't be angry here. I don't actually want to make myself angry elsewhere. No, 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 no. You hurt me so much. You made me so angry elsewhere. I actually don't want it. I wish I never met you in my life. I don't know how to. Can I say that to him? If he says, I think you should get off your parents' money, can I say this? But I wish I never met you in my life. Here's what else I didn't say to him. I have a terrible headache and it doesn't stop. I am not financially independent any which way I look at it, because I have a headache is below that I am financially independent in any which way. What if I say, if Howard says, I think you should get off your parents' money, and then I say, I have employment. I work at Sylvan Learning Center, and they pay me $8 an hour, and my rent charges are $400 a month. But the rent is a 1 year lease, and then the rent is has to be set all over again in a new lease. And I am supposed to have that problem for 3 years. Yeah. I didn't say that to Howard Chait, but I could say that here. And that's what's wrong with you threatening me, that I'm not understanding that you are going to control myself. What are you so angry and I can't fight back? But what if I said to Howard Chait, can we continue this in the afterlife? Because you are threatening me that I am not giving you everything you want for yourself. It's why you don't stop talking to me. It's why you said to me, I think you should get off your parents' money. You want something more out of me by myself being off my parents' money, and then I want to know what that is. And I don't. I just don't know you. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know why you said that. So what I want to say to you again is, how about in the afterlife, I will see you about the parents' money problem, but there will be no more traffic, there will be no more banking, but I think we should still count the money. I want you alone in I don't know, a model apartment building like this one, and I want to have just one key. So we will fight over the key, we will fight over the door, we will fight over yourself on the inside and the outside of the door. And then we will fight over that you have a key that you can use elsewhere, and it will be a car, but there's no car. Can you alive a car just for the anger problem? How do I get the fighting started? Because I want it in a prison in the afterlife. I want the fighting in a prison in the afterlife so that I can get angry with what you said to me. I think you should get off your parents' money. And then I want to say, it's my money to myself. All of it. And then I want to fight about it. I want to push you around as hard as you're pushing me around. How big would I appear? Would I be 10 feet tall? I mean, how much fighting is in what he said to me? Because I don't want to disappoint. No, I don't want to disappoint. So let's say I am in the afterlife and I appear male, not male like with genitals, but God with no genitals, and that's God is what, from your point of view, male is out of God, and then female is a castration of a male. So I would be God, not male, not female castration of a male. I would be God. So then how big am I to fight with him with what he said to me? Because I want to be as big as the words he said to me, which is that I actually would be off my parents' money is not this height, right? I'm not 5 feet 6 inches tall and 135 pounds, 130 pounds if I'm not on my parents' money, right? Right? So how big would I be? I could either be the size of a 3-year-old, which is how I arrived, but I can't talk to him at that size. So we could try that, but then I would have to die. And then I would appear as being... Okay, if the God of Howard Chait is saying, Howard Chait, I think you should get off your parents' money. Because you raped Becky, you said it to Becky, I think you should get off your parents' money, and you don't hear God talking to you about yourself. Inside yourself, you don't hear it because you raped somebody. Yeah. But that's meaning to say that in the afterlife. But he is checking, he raped me again. That's you not waiting until the afterlife to find out why you said what you said. You didn't put your speech offense in prison so that you could think about it and find out for yourself. When you're separated from myself, find out for yourself. If God even wants to create you anymore because you raped somebody. Yes. Or do you forced yourself on somebody? You know exactly how to, you're an ain't got to tell you what to do problem. I don't even know that song until I am much older. Ella May ain't gotta tell you what to do. That's not the name of the song. What's the name of the song again? Boot Up. Yeah, Boot Up. That song, not maybe not written yet. Is that a new one? But for that's what I say angry because I heard it. But I know God knows all things. There's nothing new to God, or but it's new to me. So what do I say to Howard? Ain't got to tell you what to do. What is this? Who taught you how to be a sex offender? You have a previous girlfriend. This is what I said to him. You have a previous girlfriend. How many girlfriends? He said he has 13 or 12 previous girlfriends. 13 girlfriends, previous girlfriends, or 12 previous girlfriends? Yeah. No boyfriends. No, I have all boyfriends before you. You lots of them, as many as you think. Yes. Well, it's why I'm so easy and I am such a slut. On my parents' money. I had a long cry. Year 2001, November 17th onwards until about March something, year 2004. And the long cry was about the repeating thought in my mind. Charles Toe voice said to me, "You shouldn't have had sex with Howard Chait." Yeah, but I don't know those two together. That's pretty zippy, isn't it? Isn't it zippy that I don't know those two together? What was the threatening to the speaker? But, well, I don't know because I don't afford the creation of this world that way, but it doesn't stop for that reason. I tried to tell the God of my mind that was making it so much cry that I don't actually uh, feel, I don't have those sentiments about the cry. No, but it cried my head as though it's going to change who I am by crying myself, and it did not. It made me very angry. But it's my head. I am myself. Well, what did you do? Like, what did you want out of it? Because this whole world is built upon that cry. Yes, it all comes out an outcome of the cry. Crying in public. I needed a place to be alone to cry because I couldn't cry in front of somebody else. Yeah, you can't cry in front of somebody else like it's asking for trouble, right? So when I was crying for 2 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days, while Charles Toe was cohabitation with myself, I had nowhere to cry. I didn't have anywhere to cry. Well, you can't cry in front of somebody else. I can't stop it. I wake up in the morning and it's crying all the way until I fall asleep. And that's the wrong way to fall out of awake. It's the way to fall out of awake into a sleep because it was to stop the crying for the time being. Yeah, and then it was sleep was not crying. But I have to be alone to cry. I just wanted to say it that way. I was not crying in front of Charles Toe and telling him that I am crying in front of him is I don't know, I'm not a bad news bear. Well, I think he's wrong to me, but that's not an advertisement that he's wrong to me, and he is going to do something about it. A crying is due alone in a walled-in prison with deceased address, and I cannot get there because I'm not wrong about the crying. Okay, this pear is too soft in the middle, and so I don't want it. I need when Harry and David to come back and pick up the pear. It's cold now. By the time they get here, it will not be cold, but it's cold right now. That it was in the refrigeration and it did not keep. I had it out to ripen until I could uh, eat them, promptly, and it is somewhat promptly, but it is too soft in the middle. So when Harry and David, you need to come back and pick up this pear. It's yours. If you don't pick it up, it's going in the dumpster. And because I'm none higher than me deceased right here, it's not really like that you sold it to a shunt. And if they throw it out, oh well, because they are a debt anyway. I am none higher than he deceased right here. It is my internet. Well, you sent me something because you owed it, but it's not adequate that you just give me what my mom ordered for me. You can do that to my mom. My mom is somebody who has been paying all the charges for myself one way or another through the bank fraud that she named me Becky. Yes. So you owe me that you do things for me without my name Becky, and I don't. You don't have any credit, and it's not fair to my mom that you are that way because I truly don't have a name. It's Becky. If you need a name, if you don't ask for a name, I don't have a name because I'm none higher than me, deceased right here, doesn't have a name. I don't say, you can call me none higher than me. You cannot call me. It's not due to call me. I will call you is not due either. So you are due deceased to myself if you ever need to use a name. And if you are legally alive after that and you want to call my name, that's you being too much pressure on the threatening of myself. So Harry and David, when Harry met David, you owe me more fruit because I don't want to bite out of this one because I don't like this one, right? And then there are two more in the refrigerator. Well, I had some of the fruit was very good, but I would say now it's the time for when Harry met David to bring me something else. They need to bring me, well, if I sue them for this pear, will they give me another pair? Because I will sue you because I don't want it. I'll say no. And then you have to give me something else that I need for myself. You have this problem. I don't just want things. I need things. And you are not fulfilling my needs to myself. And additionally, you have mental problems with you think nothing is mine to myself unless I pay for it and then you didn't actually pay for it when you gave it to me. It's not mine to myself, to yourself that way. And it's true, the receipt is hopeless. So why don't you give up your shopping if you think there's nothing that's mine to myself, to yourself? That's you needing to never buy anything. You never make payments for anything. And if anything is mine, you have to say, this is for Becky, and then bring it to me. And if that's not enough, you have to say, this is for the soul. I will hear that. You can call me the soul. That's fine. This is for the soul. Uh, and she doesn't have any money. It doesn't pay money because it's the soul. It owns all the food and everything here, and it says you can leave because you stole it. You and there's no money for you. You don't receive money as a cashier when Becky needs something or when the soul needs something, which is myself. When I need something, you don't get any money for that, and you are to move on to jail and prison because you attempted to steal money from myself, and you may not. So does the world not make sense to you? Okay, so you did something wrong to your Godhead, but I am still essentially the same, even here. That means I am ascending and I am going to hold you fully responsible in your alive for everything that I say and everything that I am and everything that you did beneath the threatening. You cannot excuse yourself by saying you are a low one and so is everyone. You cannot use everyone against myself. The reason public is because they've been put out of my house. You're not in public and you're around public because you are using one another to get what you want. Your ask masters is not due.